I'm Dr. Stephen Vaughan, and I'm the module convener for the LLM module Corporations, Global Business and Environmental Protection. So before I became an academic, I was a lawyer working in the City of London, and I used to buy and sell companies. I helped provide financing to businesses, and I generally gave advice to businesses, all in the context of environmental protection. So I was an environmental lawyer, but I worked in a city context. I was advising corporations. And really that's what this module is all about. We're looking at the ways in which these global corporations harm the environment. We're asking ourselves whether they should be controlled in relation to those harms. And we're looking at the existing and future legal frameworks that relate to those sorts of environmental harms that we're talking about. And the content of the module varies from year to year, but we generally begin with a theoretical introduction. We look at the idea of corporate social responsibility and how that's encapsulated corporate environmental responsibility. And then we move from that theory into a whole series of case studies. So we look at things like the Ruggie principles, at human rights and the environment. We look at the Equator principles, which are a set of voluntary guidelines that apply when banks are doing project financing. We look at things like fossil fuel divestment and social responsible investment, so how investors make decisions about the environment or human rights when they're making their investment choices. And one of the really interesting things for me about this module is about the students that decide to take it. So every year we have a real mix. We have a group of environmental students, and they all sit together, and we have a group of corporate students, and they all sit together. And the company students come to class, and they want to talk about the Companies Act, about enlightened shareholder value, about profits. And the environmental students come to class, and they want to talk about ecological justice, about the environment as an entity, about sustainability, intergenerational equity. And so the really interesting thing for me about this module is how these two different groups of students speak to each other. How you have the corporate students learning about the environment, and you have the environmental students learning about corporations and corporate governance. And we're really excited about the module. We hope you will be too.